see so many of us come together and demonstrate what we believe in. I'll keep it very short. I just want to make a couple of thank you notices. I want to firstly thank Federation Square for allowing us to use this space. I want to thank Red Cross Australia, who are next to us on the left-hand side of the stage. And I would encourage everybody that is present here today to go up and see the guys at the Red Cross table, just so you can at least register to become a blood donor. Donating blood is very, very important because you save lives. And as in the Quran it says, if you save one life in all your life, you've saved all of humanity. So I would encourage you all to participate with Red Cross Australia as well. That said, I'd like to also thank Melbourne City Council for their assistance in providing us with contacts with the police.
الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. الحمد لله على نعمة الإسلام وكفى بها نعمة. الحمد لله على منة الولاية وكفى بها منا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. وأشهد أن سيدنا وعظيمنا وحبيب قلوبنا النبي المؤيد والرسول المسدد والمصطفى الأمجد والمحمود الأحمد حبيبي إله العالمين أبي القاسم محمد. صلوات الله وسلامه عليه وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين سفن النجاة الأعلام من ركب سفينتهم نجا ومن تخلف عنها هلك وغل. Brothers and sisters, I've been speaking about being one family and being part and parcel of the human race. Today, if I'm not wrong, but in this week at least, it marks 1 year anniversary of the sad bushfires that had taken place in the state of Victoria last year. I would like you, in the name of Allah, in the name of the family of Ahlul Bayt, to observe a minute of silence out of honor to those who have died in these horrible fires that had taken place, and to recite Surah Al-Fatiha for our marhumin and your marhumin and all Shuhada al-Islam wa Maraja al-Taqleed, مسبوقة بالصلاة على محمد وآل محمد. Comes to assume a great religious significance, but one of the most important perspectives which is so often neglected about the life of Imam Hussein and his revolt against oppression is the human perspective. No wonder then that someone like L.M. Boyd, the famous journalist with New York Chronicles, while attending a morning ceremony for Imam Hussein, had this to say: "The glory of Imam Hussein lies in this sublimity of the soul and the resolve to safeguard freedom. No wonder, despite the passing of over 1400 years, the saga of Karbala lives on." Imam Hussein thus taught humanity how to live a dignified life. How, you may ask? To Imam Hussein, life was never one-dimensional. Life is not to feel the suffocation within one's own self, the self that cannot bear to see the other in a better or more successful position. The biggest lesson we learn from Imam Hussein's struggle in his quest to establish justice is that man should never look at others from one narrow perspective. If we do, then we will suffer the complexity of self-centeredness. If ignorance was the rule of the thumb, then objectiveness will never assume the role that should rule over man's intellect. Therefore, those who hide deep within themselves and reject the other through their self-complexity do not possess the will to enter into constructive dialogue with the other. They feel weak with reference to their viewpoint, so they turn to violence instead of acceptance, hatred in place of love, and rejection instead of acceptance. This is what Islam and the teaching of Imam Hussein stand aloof from. Imam Hussein, till the last breath in his life, called for dialogue with the very ones that wanted to kill him, to show them that multiplicity and diversity in creation is a healthy phenomenon. When you allow the other to become you, when you come face to face with him, and you allow yourself to be him, when he comes face to face with you, so that you both can complement and enrich the human existence of man. Because when you feel the other in yourself, you will be able to realize and value your essence, your presence, your intellect, your mind, and your entity. And that will make you understand the significance of living side by side with the other, even though the other may differ from you in certain points. For example, when you look at yourself, you see that you are made of different organs. You get another leg. You see an eye, and alongside it another eye. Yet they do not stand to eliminate one another, to bomb one another, but they stand united along each other, only to complement one another within the one body, and to form your own personal unique existence, despite their own distinctive individual diversity and differences within their own existence. This is how mankind must look at one another. The man as an individual forms a unique existence from the other, yet his views of the other remains identical to the way he sees himself when it comes to the question of truth, justice, goodness and beauty, so that each and every one of us will become an important component in the integral human body that forms our society and the world at large. Imam Hussein Salamullah alayh wanted to reform and modify human behavior after having acknowledged man diversity from the other in regard to his external existence, but at the same time he wanted man to assume the place of his brother man and to place the other in his own place in order to demand on behalf of the other what he wants and demand for himself. When it comes to the question of justice, truth, goodness, preventing harm and obtaining what is beneficial, Islams and Muslims view the other. Their view of the other is based on teaching oneself how